Now we go to cinemas and we have Strangers 2, something
Yes.
something subtitle.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
and I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't really remember Strangers 1. I can't remember.
I just remember
I,
Mask.
Same thing.
Apparently there's a lot. Apparently there's a lot. So,
But the thing
so
is, with Strangers 1, I'm thinking it. I remember I have this fuzzy recollection of a film that was kind of like a Purge ripoff.
Rook up. Yeah,
Something
yeah, yeah.
like
No,
that.
Toes. That's it. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it was
That's what I
like
remember
a,
with people being
like
chased. Yeah,
yeah,
wasn't
the
it?
first
Like
Purge, because the first Purge was all set in one house with Ethan
Yeah.
Hawke, and I remember I have this vague recollection of Strangers being kind of similar because it's all set in a house with people with some weird mask.
That's
But
it. Weird masks. Yeah.
yeah, but it must have done well because there's a two.
And believe it or not, at the end of this, there is going to be a 3. So, so
What they actually tell you that there's the
yeah, they should
Strangers.
tell you at the end. They,
the
like,
Strangers 3 is
yeah,
coming.
yeah, yeah. It's like, oh yeah, yeah.
Okay. So Sean, I know nothing about this to give you any kind of praise. So just go, take it away.
Yeah, okay. Well, so I think, I mean, apparently, from what Happy John was saying, there's like been loads of Strangers things, but I don't know. There's been TV series and all sorts of stuff. But the one I remember, much like you, well, I don't remember much at all. It's that people walking through a forest or something out of a house with masks on. Right. So this one, there's a little bit of a backstory. So whoever survived, this girl survived, and she's in the hospital. And the whole town, it's a bit like Twin Peaks. So the whole town's like, the sheriff say, oh, you know, we don't want to, we're not going to, these murders have been, you find out these murders have been going on for years and it's been a bit covered up by the town. And then obviously it flashes back to these children when they're children, they're at school playing in the playground, and one of the girls is a bit strange and one of the boys sort of likes her, and then there's this other girl that's the nice girl when they're little, bit of bullying, bit of anyway. So that's the backstory we can say, and then it becomes a running about slasher sort of thing. So, or well, not slasher because there's not like loads of people that get killed. There's only, you know,
There's
but
just whoever's in the house.
it's a chase. It's a chase. It's not even in the house because she was in the hospital, right?
Okay, yeah, gotcha.
So you got so she runs out of the hospital, and then some hospital people pick her up and go in the car, and they're all strange, you know. And she's like, "Oh no, these are the people that are the strangers that wear the masks and all that." And you don't really know if they are or not, but
Yeah.
anyway, I won't give any. Not that you can expect what happens, but anyway. So basically, this ends up in one big long chase, right? With them turning up. It goes from a stable to a park to, but you know, and these ones when you think she's escaped, and then one turns up one side, one turns to the other. She manages to, and I mean, bearing in mind this girl's been stabbed in the stomach.
It's one of
Been-
those.
she's-
It's
yeah.
one of those. Is
And
it?
I mean, there's a dude. There's you know, and she. I mean, I'll just put it this way, right? I'm going to say one bit. If you could, that's spoilerific. What the hell? But so if someone brings an axe down, yeah, on so a big dude brings an
Yeah.
axe down, and you can stop the hand if you've been stabbed and beaten up and all that, and stop the hand from the axe and
Yeah.
manage for something to happen to knock. And yeah, it just becomes a debacle, really, of stupidness, and you know, it's not. It's just like, I'm like, oh, come on, man, and then the old trope again of the person's down. Why don't you
Finish them off.
just finish him for God's sake? Just finish them, will you? You know what I mean? No, let's run around, and then they turn up again. You know what I mean? And they've been beaten pretty badly, but they turn up and they're almost like nothing's ever happened to them. You know what I mean? So yeah, so it's basically. And John turned around to me and he said, "I told you it's pretty poor. I told you it's pretty poor." But he likes those sort of things, you know. So shout out to you, Happy John.
So I can just imagine John going, "Look, it's poor. I don't want you giving me any of your nonsense about this film. All right, I love these things. I know they're rubbish. I don't need you telling me that."
Yeah. So yeah. I mean, I don't even know why. I think it was just to watch something. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was like,
Yeah.
I just thought, oh well, I'll watch something. So yeah, but it was pretty poor, to be honest with you. Just standard thing. The backstory was quite interesting, but yeah, no, I don't know if I can say much more about it. I think you can realise what it's about: knives and being chased with knives and axes and crossbows and managing to avoid every possible thing you could possibly think of, and then something happens at the end, and then it's like there will be a Strangers 3.
Well, yeah. I imagine it was one of these things where they were filming them at the same time. Was filming?
Yeah, I think they must have done.
They
must have done.
So yeah. So going on to this thing, I'm looking at this thing now. There are 5 Strangers films.
Yeah.
The Strangers,
crikey.
the Strangers, the Strangers Pray at Night, the Strangers Chapter 1, the Strangers Chapter 2, and obviously coming the Strangers Chapter 3.
Yeah.
Although what this is the most surprising thing, or the most noteworthy thing I've seen, is that apparently these films are giving Rennie Harlin some gainful employment over the last couple of years. So Rennie Harlin, you might recognize that name as the director of Die Hard 2 and The Long Kiss Goodnight and Cutthroat Island. And so yeah, so
Is Gina Davis in it? Because that's normally he puts his missus in, doesn't he?
Yeah, well, when they were married, yeah.
Oh, they're not married anymore.
I do not believe they have been married for decades.
That's
usually he made a lot of things with Gina Davis. But I mean, The Long Kiss Goodnight, that is an excellent film.
Yes, I was going to say that. The Long Kiss Goodnight is excellent. In fact, on the YouTube Shorts, I quite often I watched one, of the bit where I'm known as Frank and Ernest with my ladies. I love that. One of my favourite lines.
Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah. I'm Frank in Chicago and Ernest in New York. I just love that line. So yeah,
where he has because he's on Larry King, because that was like Larry King doing one of his many cameos. So Rennie Harlin has made some great stuff. He's made some great stuff. I haven't heard from him for a while. But apparently he directed The Strangers Chapter 1, Strangers Chapter 2, and he's also directed The Strangers Chapter 3.
Oh, right, okay.
So this is apparently what he's doing now, making the Strangers movies. So I'm kind of happy that he's getting work, and I'm happy that enough people like it to get another one. But Sean, it doesn't sound as if we're getting a high star rating.
This won't get a high star rating, no. This will be I'm going to have to give this one a 2, I'm afraid, much as I would like cinema to do, but yeah, this is a 2 this one. I mean, it had moments, but it's just like but the film I'm going to review next week